All right, welcome to the class. It's actually unusual that we finally taking a class that I don't need to turn on all the lights in my background. Let's see how it goes at the end of the class. So for today's class, you're gonna need, as usual, nice to have 2 blocks nearby, and I really cannot think of anything else you need other than a blanket. And to start with, let's come into a hero pose, sitting between the heels. Just slide a block between the heels, or 2 blocks, depends on your flexibility. If the flat weight of 1 block is too low for you, you can stack another one on top of it. Then gently place the hand somewhere that's not distracting. And cast your gaze onto the ground. Eventually close eyes if that's possible. Notice if there's any tension between the shoulders and the ears. Just let the shoulders naturally drop toward the ground. And sometime to achieve that, you might need to make some big movement, shake the arms, do some big shoulders rolls. Do whatever you need to make it a little bit more relaxed. And just start putting the things on your mind away from you for now, temporarily. And stay close to the breath, stay in this present moment. And I know we hear about staying in present moment all the time, but it's easier said than done. And we'll go through why it is getting so difficult for us to stay and what we can do to help us to stay in the present moment through the practice. You can stay in this position with your natural breath. And if this hero pose is preventing you from staying in your present moment, you can come down lying on your back or change the position of the legs. Can be cross-legged seated if that works better for you. And if you like to, I invite you to come into Samavriti Pranayama with me, the equal counting breathing practice. And we'll start with count of 6. If that's too much for you, you can lower it down to 4. And then we'll slowly together grow towards maybe a bigger count number like 8 or even 10. The idea here is you choose a number that allows you to pay almost all of your attention to the counting, to your breath, but not strenuous enough that distract you from the practice itself. And take a long breath in together. And exhale, release everything out, release the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And continue like that. And I was suggesting before, you can choose to lower down the number to 4, you can increase it to 8, depends on your own capacity. This is not a competition, so there's a lot of factors comes into what number you can count to. Can be you counting faster, can be your natural lung capacity. We're all mute, so you probably cannot hear the count of other people anyway, so stay close to your own breath. Stay in this present moment. And one of the things that always prevent us from staying in the present moment is ego. Not our mind, not our brain. Sometimes people mix them, but they're actually quite different. I think one of the best metaphor I've heard is the brain is basically like a computer, and our mind is like the operating system. And the ego is one of the program on that operating system. Right now, your ego might be telling you, you gotta make this food, you gotta write back this message. You cannot do this practice tonight. And knowing that sometimes the things the ego tells us is true, but oftentimes it is not true at all. So instead of follow around with the ego, try to rest your mind against your breath and stay in this present moment for now. And after the next round, come back into your natural breath. You can come into a table or extend into a plank pose. Can be knees up or knees down, depending on your wrist sensitivity. Just to relax the tension that has been built up on the top of the feet. Especially if you haven't been placing a block in between the heels. And if this is a first time practice with me, I do try to say this in every single of my class that it is, everything I do is just a suggestion. You can make any modification as you like to. And once you're ready, come back into hero pose. And interlace your hands with your left pinky outside and then press the palms toward the front. So you drag your shoulder blades away from each other. So imagine your upper back is like a parachute. But in the meantime, your shoulders might shrug toward the ears and release them down. Then start slowly on the inhale, raise your palms up and press both palms toward the sky. And that's the midpoint. Then you can start slowly bring them a little bit back behind you. You can even puff the chest up and look up toward the palms. So we're kind of in a mini back bend right now. Inhale, press into the palms. Exhale, round your back and press the palms forward. Bring it back up. Mini back bend. Exhale, hands toward the front, round your upper back. Exhale, slowly release your hands toward the front. Flow in between like that. Noticing if there is rush into the next step. This is not a usual place that our body comes into. So you might notice it's a rush. Your ego might be telling you jump into the next position. See if you can ignore it for now. And just follow the pace of your breath. And next time when your palms are up, on an exhale, side bend to the left. And inhale, press your palms away from you. Let the right side waist grow, but keep the left side lifted. So come back to center. Inhale, press the palms up. And exhale, side bend to the right. Keep your right side lifted and left side getting stretched. And come back up to the center and release the hands and shake the arms. And come back into a knee plank or high plank to release the tension from the top of the feet. We'll come back to hero pose soon. Once you're ready to come back in, and of course you can add the block back as well. Add some big shoulder rolls. When you're ready to flow again, interlace the hands with your right pinky outside this time and press the palms forward. We've been here before, but also knowing that things are slightly different now. So patience into this flow as well. Press your palms forward. Bring your shoulder blades away from each other. Inhale, bring it up. Come into a mini micro back bend. Exhale, round your back, press your palms forward. Inhale, rise up. Press your palms forward. Twice more like that. And next time when your arms are up, slowly release your arms, open the arms to the side and bring the right hand to the left knee, left hand to behind your sacrum, and twisting to the left side first. Take a long breath in, reaching taut through the spine. And exhale, roll your ribcage towards the back. Over the left shoulder toward the back of the space. If you like to, you can place your right hand onto your left collarbone to remind it to continue to open. Sometimes when we are in a shape that we are unfamiliar with, our ego will tell us to close our physical body as much as possible as a protection. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just the instinct. But it is up to you to tell if this is a dangerous position for you. And come back to center, and we'll bring the left hand to the right knee and right hand on your small back. Take a long inhale first. And exhale, revolve your ribcage to the right side. And gaze over the right shoulder toward the back. And same thing on the other side, you can bring the left hand onto your collarbone on the right side. And start slowly come back to center and come into a table. Take your time to spread a blanket underneath your knees. You can move through some cow and cat, just like what we did in the hero seated. So opening the chest and round the back. Bring the hands one hand print forward, tuck the toes, and press your tailbones up into downward facing dog. And this is the first down dog of our practice today. Take out time to introduce some flexibility into the back of the legs first by bending into one leg and another. You can also rock forward into a high plank or knee plank, then come back into downward facing dog. If downward facing dog does not work for you because of the many reasons, can be injured wrist, you can come down into a child pose or table. And once you find stillness in downward facing dog, step your feet together and lift up your left leg. And pull the left heel toward the left sit bone, tip your left knee pointing toward the ground. And inhale, extend your left leg, but keep the left toes pointing toward the ground. And exhale, pull the left heel toward the left sit bone. Last time like that. Imagine there's a tennis ball behind your left knee and you're squeezing your legs into it. And on the exhale, bring the left knee into the chest and step the left foot in between the hands, lower your right knee down. Bring the hands onto the blocks if you have them. Establish your low lunge first. If you don't have blocks, you can rest your hands onto the top of your left thigh. I do suggest you find something supportive underneath your hands, so for next couple of flows. And then inhale, spread the collarbones. And exhale, pin your left hip back, straighten your left leg. Press into the left heel into the mat. Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Bring the back of the left leg close to the ground, hugging the right outer hip in, and hug the left outer hip in, so both sides of the outer hips are engaged. Inhale, come into low lunge. Exhale, half split. We'll flow like that. You can keep your hands on the blocks. You can bring the blocks, move them around with you. You can also raise up the arms into a classic low lunge. And on the exhale, hands toward the back in half split. Last time like that. Just follow the pace of your breath. Next time when you arrive in low lunge, For some of you, you might want to adjust the right knee, bring it a little bit closer to you so you're creating more like a box, which is going to be more stable. And bring a block to the left side, starting with the tallest height, and bring the right arm up, side bend to the left. Then you can adjust the height of the block accordingly. Be the lowest height, you can even ditch the block totally. Hugging the thigh bones toward the midline. You might notice that your ego start telling you this is dangerous, this is not stable. But you're so close to the ground, what is going to happen if you fall into the ground? Just reach through the right hand. Let the right side body grow. Inhale, reaching through the right hand. Next, start slowly reach your right hand toward the front and reach both arms up into a low lunge. And exhale, side bend to the left side. Inhale, reaching through the right hand. And exhale, lean your chest forward, both arms forward, and rise all the way up on the inhale. Exhale, side bend to the left side. And continue like that. The whole time, keep reminding you to hug the both thigh bones toward the midline to keep the stable foundation. The next time when you arrive in low lunge, bring the right hand down, left hand up. Or twist. Inhale, reaching through the left hand. Exhale, revolve through the spine and roll your chest up. And from here, option to slowly squeeze your right heel in. Back with your left hand, grab the right ankle and twist into the left side. But for today's class where we're going, it does serve the same purpose if you just come up and pull your right heel in and grab the right ankle with the right hand. Find a steady point for you to focus on. And same thing as in the side bend in this low lunge. More likely you're not going to hurt yourself if you fall out of this shape. But your ego might be telling you a different story right now. If you have a bind, slowly let the bind go. Lift your back knee up, hands on the blocks, and step your right foot forward and sit into a chair with hands on the block. An option to raise up your arms by the ears into Uttanasana chair pose. Imagine there's a block in between the thigh bones and you're squeezing into it. Next, so rise all the way up and to heart center. Inhale, raise up the arms. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, flat back, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold over the legs. Uttanasana, step left and right into a high plank. Option to release the knees down. Take a deep breath in. Lengthen through the spine, through the heels. Next, so bend through the elbows, keep hugging them in and release all the way down to your belly. Extend your The back, palms facing down and thumbs facing out. Inhale, lift the chest up. Release down. We'll do it one more time, but next time we'll lift up the top of the feet as well into a full Shalabhasana locust pose. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. If it helps, you can even interlace your hands. It helps you to lift the chest a little bit more. Keep hugging the thigh bones toward the midline. And exhale, come back to the ground. Hands by the chest and press into table or high plank. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, step your feet together and lift up your right leg. Adjust your right leg first to keep your right hip even with your left. Point your right toes toward the ground. And pull your right heel toward the right sit bone. Inhale, re-extend your right leg. And exhale, pull it in. Imagine that tennis ball there for you to crush on. Last time. Next, so draw your right knee into the chest. Step the right foot in between the hands and lower down your left knee. Make some adjustment in your low lunge first. Hands on the blocks or on the right thigh. Inhale, spread the collarbones. And exhale, straighten the right leg. Point the right toes up. And pull your left hip forward so that it can be even with the right. Inhale, low lunge. Now exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana. And you can flow with the blocks or without the blocks, arms by the ears or behind you. And next time when you're back in low lunge, you can adjust your left knee first, bring it in a little bit so it's more stable for you. Then find the block to the right side. Start with the tallest height. Different side can be very different, so we always start with the tallest height. Then extend your left arm up and side bend to the right side. Then you can, from there, you can start adjusting the height of your block or even ditch the block. Noticing if your ego is telling you the same kind of old story that this is unstable, you should not be in this posture. Inhale, reaching to the left fingertips. And exhale, reach your left arm toward the front. Inhale, both arms up into a low lunge. And exhale, side bend to the right side. Let the left side body grow. And exhale, reach forward. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, side bend to the right. You stay close, stay true to the pace of your breath and continue 2 to 3 rounds more. And next time when you arrive in low lunge, release your left hand down, right hand stay up, twisting to the right side. Release your left shoulder down, away from the left ear. An option to pull your left heel in, an option to grab the left ankle with your right hand into a twisting bind. If that doesn't work for you, you can come up and grab the left ankle with your left hand, right arm by the right ear or on the block. One last long breath. Next, release the bind. Hands on the blocks or by the ears. And step into a supported chair pose or chair pose. Inhale, grow spine toward the front and press the tailbone toward the ground. Next, start slowly rise up, hand to heart center. And by the side, Tadasana. We'll flow through some rounds of Surya Namaskar B today. If any other kind of salute works better for you, please go for it. Otherwise, I'll flow with you for the first 2 rounds before I send you flow on your own. Inhale, sit into a chair, Uttanasana. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Hands on the shin or on the blocks, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, step right and left. You can always switch the order of the legs. Take a long inhale. And exhale, bend to the elbows. You can release all the way down to the belly. And on the inhale, lift the chest up into Bhujangasana. You can also lift your chest all the way up, straighten the arms into upward facing dog. Next, tuck the toes and press the tailbones up, downward facing dog. Step your left foot to the left arm. Bring down your right heel. Rise up into a warrior one, chest facing forward. Pull your right hip toward the front. Down. Step your left foot back. Come into a high plank or knee plank. Take a long inhale. And exhale, bend to the elbows. You can come all the way down to the ground or halfway on an inhale. Come into back bend of your choice. Exhale, tailbones up, downward facing dog. Step the right foot to the right thumb. Release your left heel down. Bring the arms by the ears, rise all the way up into a warrior one. Bend into the right leg, pressing into the pinky edge of the left foot. And exhale, hands down. Step your right foot back. Bend through the elbows, can release down to the ground. You can also pull into upward facing dog. I'll only cue upward facing dog from now on, but all the options are still there. And exhale, press your tailbones up. Downward facing dog, 3 to 5 rounds of breath here. And as I was mentioning before, that ego is like a program on our operating system. We don't usually install some program that is not useful for us. Same as ego, it actually has been quite useful for us, but it's kind of malfunctioning right now. So one of the good examples can be ego is kind of like the antivirus program on our system. It protects us. On the next exhale, step by step, a half forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Next, exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, sit into chair. And come all the way up and to heart center. We'll flow one more round together. Inhale, sit into chair. And exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, step left or right. You can also hop directly into Chaturanga Dandasana. And inhale, back bend of your choice. And exhale, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Step your left foot to the left thumb. Spin down your right heel. Rise up. And to warrior one. And hands down, step your left foot back. Move to vinyasa of your choice. And step your right foot to your right thumb, spin down your left heel, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands down, and step your right foot back. Bend through the elbows, and chest up. We all meet in downward facing dog. Three to 5 rounds of breath here. So I was saying that ego is like a program that's protecting us. Imagine that you are walking in the woods and you hear some growling behind the bush. You probably will not get close to the bush. Instead, you probably will walk away from the bush. And that's your ego telling you to walk away from it. There might be danger. And for a long time that it has been serving that purpose correctly. On next exhale, step by step, hop forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, sit into chair. Rise all the way up and through heart center. 2 more rounds on your own. We'll all meet in Tadasana at the front of the mat. But I was also commenting earlier that it is a malfunctioning program right now, because you all probably had the experience of having an antivirus program on your computer that kept blocking almost everything, even though sometimes it is an extension that you want to install, but your antivirus program is blocking it from installation. The same thing with our ego. With all the constant, non-stopping stimulation in our life, our ego just cannot handle it anymore, so it stops malfunctioning. And because the nature of ego is better safe than sorry, so you just reject everything and telling you all the stories that might not even be true. One of the famous ego malfunctioning story is if a person get bit by a snake, for the next 10 years, whenever that person seeing a rope, might take that rope as a snake and get scared away. If you're still flowing, take your time. If you're already done with your flow, come into an intentional Tadasana. And see if you can sit close with your mind instead of your ego. And it is hard to stay in our present moment. And it is the nature of our ego. It hates present moment. And from the stories I just shared with you, you can see the nature of ego is take what has happened in the past and project into future. We always skip the present moment. If you already arrived at the front of the mat, standing strong to both legs. If you were in Tadasana, slowly blink open your eyes. And standing strong to the right foot. And pull your left heel toward the left sit bone and grab the left ankle with the left hand. And keep your left knee close to the right in roughly similar height. And even grab the left ankle with both hands. Just let the shoulder blades squeeze together, your collarbone spread it. Then start slowly release the bind. And step your right foot back. Spin down your right heel. Arms up. Into Warrior One. I apologize, some of you are hearing weird noises. Seems like one of my headphones is breaking down. Stay in this Warrior One. Let me see if I can adjust it. You can always release your knees down. That's what we're going anyway. So from Warrior One, now just to put the right headphone away. Come up onto the ball of your right foot. Inhale, reach into the fingertips. Next, open the arms. Your hands, release your right knee down. Press your hands towards the ground and puff the chest up. And inhale, lift it back up into a high lunge. Now exhale, open arms, interlace the hands with the left pinky outside. Lower your right knee down. Reach the chest up. One more time. High lunge. Now exhale, interlace the hands, puff the chest up. Reach the hands toward the ground. Take one last long inhale, puff the chest up. Next, release the hands. Step your left foot back. We'll neutralize our spine first in a high plank. And exhale, release down onto your left elbow and right elbow. Forearm plank, and release the pelvis down in the Sphinx pose. Pull the elbows towards you, push the chest toward the front. You can stay here. Option 2, pull the left heel toward the left sit bone. Same as we were standing, just we have more space on the ground. An option to grab the left ankle with the left hand. An option to extend your right arm long, half bow. Release the shoulders away from the ears. Remember, many things your ego is telling you right now is not true. Focus on your breath, stay close to your mind. And exhale, release your right elbow down. Release your left foot. Stack your hands, stack your forehead on top of the hands. And simply rest. You can also add some shin bones, rifle them side to side. Whenever you're ready, bring the hands by the chest. We'll come into downward facing dog. Press the chest toward the thigh bones. Now on the next exhale, step by step, a hop forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, follow the legs. Inhale, sit into chair, Uttanasana. Come all the way up into heart center. We'll do the other side. Standing strong to the left foot. Pull the right heel toward the right sit bone. Grab the right ankle with the right hand. Bring the right knee close to the left. So roughly in the same level, and hug your left outer hip in. An option to grab the ankle with both hands. Find a steady point for you to focus on. And if it helps, you can go back to the Samavritti breathing practice. Instead of focusing too much on the fact you're standing on one single foot. And release the bind if you have it. And step your left foot back. Spin down your left heel. Raise up the arms into warrior one. Bend into the right leg. And pressing through the pinky edge of the left foot into the ground. Bring the chest toward the front. Even your pelvis, your left hip slightly toward the front. And then come up onto the ball of your left foot into a high lunge. Reaching through the fingertips. Next, open the arms, interlace your hands with the right pinky outside this time. And reach the hands toward the ground, puff the chest up. Inhale, open the arms, bring them by the ears, lift all the way up. Exhale, release down toward the ground. And reach the hands toward the ground and puff the chest up. Just let both sides of the sides of both legs getting stretched and strengthened. last time. Then release the arms, bring the hands down to the ground, step your right foot back into a high plank. Press through the heels. Lower down to your right elbow, left elbow. Take a long breath in. Next, slowly release the pelvis down. Press the chest forward and pull the elbows towards you. Sphinx pose. Option to stay here, option to pull the right heel in and reach back with the right hand. An option to lift up your left elbow. Continue to press your chest forward so you're not compressing into your low back. So your lower body is still lengthening through reaching to that left foot, and your top body is pressing toward the front. And exhale, slowly come out of it. Stack the hands on top of each other and rest your forehead on the top. And just simply rest without worrying about what is the next step. You find your ego is already predicting what you're doing today and trying to convince you to jump into that posture already. Instead, using the breathing practice some of it did to help you to stay in this present moment. And it's actually harder to stay in the present moment when we're in a resting mode, when we don't have too much going on. Because our ego is always seeking for stimulation. And of course, you can bring the windshield wiper side to side on this side as well, if your body is calling for it. And bring the hands by the chest and press through table or high plank. We all meet in downward facing dog. And step by step, a hop forward and to the front. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, sit into Uttanasana chair pose. Lengthen through the spine. And exhale, rise all the way up, hand to heart center. We'll do one more side, one more round on each side quickly with a little bit difference. Standing strong through the right leg. Bring the left heel close to the left sit bone. Grab the left ankle with the left hand. I find it's easier for me to bring the left hand inside of the left ankle with my left thumb facing up, because that automatically reminds me to open my chest. And lift your right arm up by the ear. You can stay here. You can kick the left knee away from you. And even start slowly standing strong to the right leg and lean your chest forward into a dancer pose. Start slowly come back out. And step your right foot. Actually, roll around your right foot first. And step your right foot back. And come into warrior one, bending into your left leg. Then come up onto the ball of your right foot. Inhale, reaching through the arms, through the fingertips. And exhale, open your arms to the side, left side. A twisting in a standing posture. Then start slowly, release your left hand towards your right thigh and right arm by the right ear. So we're in a side bend, slashing some twisting. And of course, you can release your right knee down, do this in a low lunge as well. We're still strengthening the back side of the left leg. And carry your both arms down. And step your left foot back into a high plank. Release your left elbow down, right elbow down. Forearm plank, take a long breath in. And exhale, release your pelvis down into Sphinx pose. You can stay here, you can try the half bow on one of the sides. I would suggest the left side since we've been strengthening the left side at the side of the back of the left leg. And another thing you can do is you can go for full bow in this round. And to do that, bend both legs, bring the heels close the sit bones, and reach back with your arms. And grab the ankles with the hands. And hugging the knees towards each other first, so they tend to split up in this posture. But hug them in first before you lift them up. And take a deep breath in and lift up. Kick the feet away from you, which is going to lift your chest up. Three to 5 rounds of breath here. Next, slowly release. And rest your forehead on the stacked hands again. And simply rest here. And because the posture of bow pose takes more effort, so you might find it a little bit more difficult to get back close to your breath. So use whatever tool you need. It can be pranayama, it can be meditation, to help you bring your attention back to them. And we'll finish the other round quickly. Bring the hands by the chest and press into table or high plank, and we all meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, step by step, I'll hop forward. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Sit into a chair pose, Uttanasana. Exhale, come all the way up and through heart center. And standing strong to the left leg. Pull your right heel close the sit bone. And grab the ankle, whatever hand gesture you like to, but keep the right knee close the left knee first. Bring the left arm by the left ear. An option to stay here, option to kick the right knee up. Until you cannot anymore, then you can start slowly leaning your chest forward. And start slowly come out of it. Release the right foot down. Roll around your left ankle. Then step the left foot back. Spin down your left heel. Bend into the right leg. Arms up and to warrior one. Then come up onto the ball of your left foot, high lunge. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, reaching to the fingertips. Next, open the chest to the right side. Then release your right hand onto the back of the left leg, left arm by the left ear. Reverse this twist. Stay strong to the right leg. Next, cartwheel both hands down. And step the right foot back. Release down onto your right elbow, left elbow. Take a long breath in. And exhale, release your pelvis down. Press your chest forward. And you can do another round of bow pose or half bow. If you did one side, try to do the other side. And if you like to, you can also try the opposite of bow pose, upward wheel pose. And to do that, you need to come onto your back first. And of course, you can simply come into a bridge pose if you like to. So to achieve wheel pose, we need side body opening, strengthening of the back of the legs, and opening of our chest, which we have been doing. If you want to come into bridge pose, simply lift your pelvis up and stay there. And if you want to come into bridge wheel pose, I suggest you see me demo first before you try it out, especially if this is the first time you're doing it. Bring the hands behind your shoulders with your fingertips pointing toward the shoulders. So your elbows tend to split out in this unfamiliar position. Try to hug them in as you were doing in Chaturanga Dandasana. And lift your pelvis up, which might give you a little bit more space to hug the elbows in. This is where you can stay. If you like to, you can come up onto the crown of the head. Again, this is where you can stay. And remind you to hug the knees in, hug the elbows in. And if you like to, rise all the way up into a full wheel. Into a full wheel pose, press the chest toward the hands and hug the knees in. You can even come up onto the balls of the toes of the feet to give you a little bit more space. To come out, tuck your chin to your chest. First of all, come down to the heels first if you're on your toes. Tuck your chin to the chest and release the crown of the head down. Then release the hips down. It was a deep back bending, so keep your spine neutral first before you jump into any kind of forwarding, like hugging the knees in or child pose. If you were doing bow pose or half bow, roll onto your back as well. We're all meet on our back. So first of all, slide the block underneath your sacrum. And extend your legs up toward the sky. Waterfall pose. This can be a place you want to stay for the rest of the evening. But if you like to further neutralize your spine after that, especially if you did a deep back bend, Remove the block and extend the legs up. Pull the spine, the navel toward the ground. Long breath in, reaching the feet, the bottom of the feet up toward the sky. Next, release your legs down 1/3 way and pause over there. Remind yourself to pull the navel toward the spine and the spine toward the ground. Inhale. Next, release both legs 1 more 1/3 way. Take a long inhale. Next, release all the way down to the ground, but not exactly on the ground yet. Keep it hovering. And bring it right up, all the way back up again. And we'll do it twice more. Inhale, reach into the feet. And exhale, 1/3 way down. Another 1/3. And finish the rest. Rise all the way up. 1/3 way down. Another 1/3. And finish it. Rise all the way up. So for the next 3 rounds, you can choose to do the 1/3 way on each cycle breath. You can also just to do 1 cycle breath each time, all the way down. Then inhale all the way up. You choose the kind of core work that works the best for you to neutralize the spine. We all meet with our knees hugging into the chest, rock side to side. And grab the outer edge of the feet with your hands and pull the knees into the armpits into happy baby pose. When you're ready to rest, bring the soles of the feet together and release the knees to the side. And slide a block underneath each thigh bone for some support. And if you have a blanket nearby, bring the blanket on the top of the pelvis. And of course, if you rather come into a classic Shavasana for rest, extend the arms out, extend the legs out. Otherwise, you can be like me, stay in this Supta Baddha Konasana for Shavasana tonight. And with things quiet down, notice some of the thoughts are coming back to you. Knowing that a lot of them from the ego, a lot of them are not even true. You still have the time and space to stay close to your mind if you like to.
No need to analyze the past for now. No need to predict the future for now. If you'd like to stay where you are right now, please feel free to stay. If you're ready to come out, to walk away from your mat, and start wiggling your toes, waking up your body, and gently roll onto one side. And use your hands to support yourself into a comfortable seat. And together we'll take 3 more long breaths. Breath in. And breath out. Long breath in. And smoothly breath out. And one more time like that. And get the hands in front of the heart. When you're ready, bow your head toward the heart. And slowly blink open the eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. I look forward to seeing you again next week.